What is up, YouTube? We're back with another YouTube video, and we're here with the SEPULCHER Master Lost Sector Guide, and I'm going to be showing you guys the setup. So, for the setup, we're going to be running Solar Subclass, and this is because of the solar burn that you're going to have in the Lost Sector. So, Blade Barrage with Marksman Dodge, Triple Jump, Knife Trick, Solar Grenade. On your mark, knock them down, and I'm running Ember of Searing, Ember of Blistering, Ember of Combustion, Ember of Char, and Ember of Wonder. Now, with my kinetic weapon, I'm running Wither Horde, and this is for Unstoppable Grenade Launcher and Weaken Clear. Now, it's a shame that I made my Legend video and I used Unstoppable Hand Cannon, but Unstoppable Grenade Launcher I think really is worth it, especially with Wither Horde, because you're stunning a champion and simultaneously you're still doing damage with the Wither Horde shots, whether it be shooting it directly on the floor or direct impact with it. It's always going to do damage, so I like this, and it's way faster to proc unstoppable rounds, unlike the hand cannon when you have to ADS for 3 seconds and then do it to shoot to stun a champion. Here you just switch weapons, take it out, and your first shot is going to stun. So Wither Horde, I highly recommend it. Then for my secondary slot, I'm running Jurassic Green Pulse Rifle. This is from the Halloween event, so if you weren't playing, you can't get it obviously, but don't worry, if you don't have this, then you can use something like the Agma PR6, which is dropping at this point relatively often. At least for me, I'm always getting different rolls and stuff, so I recommend a roll with adaptive munitions just so we can break arc shields faster. You can see I have a Jurassic Green with one, and I have an Agma PR6 with one, so any Agma PR6 with adaptive munitions, highly recommend just throwing in your vault for stuff like this. So if you don't have Jurassic Green, you can use that. We're also using this for Barrier Pulse Rifle and to match the solar burn, so Jurassic Green and Agma PR6. Now, if you don't care about the breaking arc shields a little easier, you can just use Strident Whistle Barrier Bow and try to do something with this. This will work better with Incandescent if you have it. That way, the Solar Scorch stacks and everything, you can take advantage more with the super aspects and everything. I'm not really taking advantage of that just because, again, none of these have Incandescent or anything like that. But if you have Strident Whistle with Incandescent and you don't want to worry too much about shields, and to be honest with you, if you just shoot a bunch of Wither Horde shots at the arc shields, it's gonna get rid of it eventually, so you don't have to worry too much about it. And other options definitely are arc shield bows, if those are your fancy. If you only want to break arc shields with a one hit, you have things like Tripwire Canary, Arsenic Bite, and Wolf Tone Draw. Two of these are very old bows that, if you're a new player, you probably have never obtained. One of these is from a year ago, you can see right here. So Tripwire Canary is fairly new. It's from this season, and you have the chance to get a god roll, basically crafted version. So if you can, try to go out your way to get that. But in the heavy slot, I'm running Corsair's Wrath, and again, Solar Linear Fusion Rifle. And this is a pretty old one. It's from Season of the Hunt. So that's what I got there with a boss spec on it, obviously. Now you have other options like Roar of the Bear from Iron Banner from last season and this season that it's still dropping. So if you want to use a Solar Rocket Launcher, you can. Ascendancy is an option if you have one. Apex Predator, if you've played Last Wish at all, you've probably gotten one before. But those are some options, and I highly recommend if you're running a rocket launcher, you can go to your cloak or whatever class you're playing on, and you can run Lucent Finisher, and defeating a champion or Lucent Hive Lightbearer will spawn heavy ammo once you do a finisher on them. So try to take advantage of that. That way you can have a lot of ammo and constantly be able to use your rocket launcher just to help melt through things. But I'm going to be using Weaken Clear. So here you can see for my armor, I'm running Harmonic Siphon, Kinetic Siphon, Elemental Armaments. Harmonic and Kinetic Siphon are going to allow me to just generate orbs with either weapon, and that's great because with Star Eater Scales, you want to overcharge your super. That's kind of the whole point with the exotic I'm using, and so we're going to get to that in a little bit. But Elemental Armaments is going to allow me to generate or give me an escalating chance to spawn an elemental well with my secondary weapon that matches my subclass. So with Jurassic Green, if you get like 2 or 3 kills in a row with it, you're most likely to get an elemental well to drop, and that's gonna be helpful because with elemental charge, you can become charged with light by picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass. And unstoppable grenade launcher, barrier pulse rifle is what we're using. A concussive dampener, sniper damage resistance, and high energy fire. And this says while charged with light, you gain bonus weapon damage. So again, we're being charged with light anyway, so we might as well take advantage of that. Then absolution and innervation. These just allow us to pick up orbs and benefit from picking up the orbs since we're going to be doing it already. One is going to reduce all ability cooldowns each time you pick up an orb of power, and one is going to reduce grenade cooldowns. And elemental ordnance is going to allow us to constantly be able to spawn a well every time we get a nade kill. So this is just like one surefire way to generate a nade kill, or a nade kill on a solar well. And this is useful for, like, let's say if we're going to do the boss fight and I have one ad that's next to me, I'll throw a nade on the floor, get that kill, get the elemental well. And with things like Font of Might here, this is going to give you even more bonus weapon damage boost for an element that's matching your solar subclass. So again, that's going to give me a damage boost to Jurassic Green and my heavy. So you can see we're kind of using wells to our advantage, we're using orbs to our advantage, and we're going to do some good damage. And we can clear from the artifact is when using grenade launcher, damaging a boss, damaging a champion, or breaking a combatant shield, or reloads your stowed weapon and weakens the combatant. So this is really useful for just champions and the final boss, really. But the final boss, you can literally delete him with a super. You can see that's what I do later on in the video. But again, we can clear a good combo with Wither Horde and any heavy weapon. You just shoot a shot on the ground, let the boss walk into it, and just finish them with heavy or the champion. Pretty easy. So that's going to do it for this. I do want to mention, if you're running Stargazer Scales, I kind of glanced over it, but pick up orbs of power to overcharge your super. Once you fill up that super meter, you can pick up 4 extra orbs, and it'll give you Feast of Light times 4, and that's how you know your super is like super maxed, and you can really just let loose with the DPS once you do damage with it. So there's that. And one final thing I want to note for the heavy slot is if you go over here to Triumph, Pattern, and Catalyst, you can go over to linear fusion rifles, and if you have a cataclysmic at all, doesn't matter the roll, doesn't matter preferably if you have a good roll or a god roll, that's even better. But this is definitely an option you can be using for linear fusion rifles. I always forget to bring it up just because I don't have one, but this is definitely an option for solar heavy weapons. So that's gonna do it for the intro, and I'm gonna cut to the modifiers now. First mastered modifier is the smoke contains additional champions, limited fire team revives. You will not be able to change your equipment after this activity starts. Enemy shields are highly resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. You will face barrier and unstoppable champions. When defeated, acolytes spawn fire pools that cause damage over time. Plus 50% solar damage dealt and received. Radar is disabled. You'll face combatants with arc and solar shields. And if completed solo, exotic legs armor is common and enhancement cores are uncommon. Recommended power is 1610. We're going to load straight into it. So, this lost sector, to be honest, the only annoying part is the solar burn, and pretty much every enemy does solar damage except, I think, what are they called? The unstoppable ogres and the knights. So here you can see, as soon as you spawn, I'm just going to shoot one right here, just because I know they're all going to run to the right. I'm going to shoot one at the knight and use my pulse rifle with adaptive munitions to break the shield and just focus the knight. Now I'm just going to get them to spawn out. You can see we have a champion in the left corner and the right corner. I'm going to take out as many ads as I can here. Let me actually back. I don't have to back up. here. We're just gonna, again, try to get rid of as many ads, then just focus on the champions. There we go, we got one. And then let's try to get this champion. Really? Okay, that's done. Now you're gonna have the wizard spawn. And weaken clear doesn't work on it, so I'm just gonna spam wither horde shots and try to do damage like that. And you can see it's pretty much done. I'm gonna take a look to see if there's any heavy. No heavy. Now you're gonna have a champion right here on the left. It's gonna be a barrier champion. Alright, he's actually gonna just walk right out the room. I've honestly never seen that before, so that's pretty interesting. Now let me grab that. Now here you're gonna have some ads, and you're gonna have 2 unstoppable ogres and a light bearer, whatever they're called, hive with super. This guy's just, he's playing Call of Duty right now. He's posted up. He ain't moving. There we go. Now I'm honestly just gonna shoot some wither horde shots at these guys. See the ogres on the left and one's right here on the right. There we go. Shoot that in front of me for the thrall. You can kind of just keep stunning him and shooting wither horde shots to kill him. I'm not gonna try to use heavy, to be honest. The only heavy I'm gonna use is probably gonna be on the light hoarder once he spawns, because that guy is gonna be pretty annoying. He has like a whole solar super that if he hits you with it on master difficulty, you're pretty much like guaranteed to die, if I'm being honest. So when he spawns, I'm just gonna try to use it on him. See, there he is. Now this ogre wants to push at exactly the exact same time he spawns. Come on. That champion should be dead. And I think you can actually, that might be a strat. You stun the champion with your wither horde, get weaken clear to give you the damage boost, and focus it on the light bearer or the light horde or whatever he's called, and you should be good. Now watch out with the revenant acolytes. They, for whatever reason, their damage is really just turned up, so I'm gonna just get rid of them now. So I think we should be good now. We have Feast of Light times 3, and times 4 is like the highest we can go. And there has to be an orb here that I generated somewhere. I guess there's not. So, oh well. Now let's make our way towards the last room and pick up some of that. We're actually gonna go over here. And this is gonna be the last room. You're gonna see there's a bunch of thrall or acolytes, which is it? Thrall. I'm gonna try to generate an orb. I don't know why it's, there we go, it says I generated one, so it's somewhere over there. And just shoot your wither horde down. Now that I have all my Feast of Light, I'm just gonna get rid of some of these acolytes. There's a barrier champion there that I'm gonna try to get rid of, and there's one in the back. That's pretty sloppy shots. The door is about to close on me. This is pretty annoying. There we go. Now there's another champion. There he is. Not even sure if that hit him, but I'm gonna go for it. There we go. And for these enemies, since they want to keep being annoying, you can see that. I'm still gonna try to use this damage boost. Watch out for these moths. Get rid of that guy. And we should be good now. Okay, as I say, watch out for the moths. That happens. So yeah, 7-minute run. Not too bad, to be honest. The hardest part is definitely, I'd say, that middle room and the 2 ogres and the light bear and stuff. This last room, as you can see, can get pretty hectic. That's why I kind of stay by the door, just to guarantee a safe spot. But the most annoying part is that it keeps closing if you get too far. So that's gonna do it for the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, drop a follow on my Twitch, twitch.tv/monkisham0. I'm gonna be going live there shortly. Lately, you guys have been showing a lot of love to the YouTube channel, so I really appreciate that. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.